Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza, and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Thursday, December 31st. Before I begin, I want to wish you and your family a very happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. I also want to thank you for sharing your time with me over the past year, exploring these markets together. I hope you found some ideas useful. That is the whole intent behind providing this information, is that hopefully it gives you some insights into these markets. Also, the website is going to be redesigned for 2010. One of the suggestions is that testimonials be added to the website, and if you're interested in providing that, you can do that by clicking on the Contact Us tab. Well, let's get started by looking at these markets. And I want to begin here with the E-mini S&P 500. Notice that it traded through that sell point, and the difference between these lines, that would be $750. Now, I've been conservative on moving these lines up. If you notice that here in the NASDAQ or in the Dow, it's quite a distance away from where the market's been. The reason I've done that is just for this reason. It's not uncommon to see that kick in volatility as we approach this period, and also based upon this structure. And yesterday I did move that up a little bit, and it went right through that sell point. The issue now is how do we get back in if we want to, and how aggressive we want to do that. Some people get upset about that when things like that happen. The fact is that does happen. And this was an important point, and the market decided to come back and test it. But we always have the opportunity to reevaluate the trade and decide what we want to do next. Now, let's continue on. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for kind of an unchanged type day. We have a half a day session. We're not looking for anything dramatic across the board in these different markets. Same thing for the currencies. We're basically looking for unchanged type action. Oh, I want to point out to you here in the Swissy, this market traded through that buy point that was at 60, and this went up to 64. That also would have created a long position in this case, but it failed. It did not reach a magnitude objective. The day before, the market did reach the magnitude objective, and that would have created a scratch for the second half. But on these currencies, we're looking for the Japanese yen to stay a little bit weaker, for the Aussie to stay stronger, actually, and for the British pound, which came to both sides. It would have breaks to the downside. That would have reached magnitude objective, scratch. A long position would be created, and then that would be a scratch if it came back towards that level. It also did reach magnitude objective to both sides. And we're looking for unchanged to higher, but not a dramatic move. In the Canadian dollar, we found sellers at higher prices, and we always need to respect the behavior that we see going on up there. It would have closed out in this case if someone had initiated a long position there. That difference would be $1,350 would be the dollar value of that move, and it would also have reached magnitude objective here to the downside. And what were we looking for? We're looking for continued weakness in that market. I think it's behaving properly. Remember, 96 cents was a big deal in that market. Well, the short end of the curve, we're finding some buyers coming in the euro dollar. We're looking for not a dramatic follow through. We're looking more for sideways type markets. Same thing in the notes. Possibility of a little push here to the upside, but not dramatically. In the bonds, on the other hand, we did have a pretty good push here to the upside. We are looking for kind of an unchanged session today in that market. It would have closed out in the sense if somebody had that position on. From that sell point to this buy point, that difference in that market, the dollar value of that was $2,375 per contract. Now, let's move on here, though, and see what's going on with those metals. And in the metals markets, we're looking for some continued weakness here in the gold market. It did reach magnitude objective. I'd be very cautious about being aggressive on the gold side here. I think this market could easily pop up with this benchmark candle, still kind of holding court there. The same thing for silver. Silver backed off, did reach magnitude objective, but it's at a level that we typically have found buyers in the past. We're probably going to see a little bit of that action today. Copper, well, nice and healthy. Yesterday's action, I think, was very impressive. It makes more sense with some of the fundamentals that have been coming out. We are looking for continuation in that market, but not a big day today in that market. In the energy markets, well, crude oil is moving higher, smaller bodies, smaller ranges. We need to be cautious of that. It is reaching that magic 80, so to see that kind of behavior is not surprising. And I can't wait till next year to see how this guy does shape up here. The first part will give us a lot of clues. But we're looking for kind of an unchanged to higher day in that market. Natural gas, we did make new highs on selling. As I mentioned, how we behaved after that positive close was going to be a big deal. And sure enough, we did find sellers. We're looking for not a dramatic move to the downside. That being said, we're looking more for a sideways market in natural gas now, possibly for the next few days. And in the grain market, let's see what's going on with those guys. Beans, we're looking for continued bias to the upside. We're looking for these buyers to continue here, but nothing dramatic. Corn, this also moved back through that sell point. So it would have closed out that long position. That would be the concept anyways. In that market, that would be $350 a contract. It also reached magnitude objective to the downside. And then that would be the scratch on the second half of that position, which is what would have happened. So right now there would not be a position in that market. We are looking for a push to the upside, but not a dramatic move today. And the same thing for wheat, not a dramatic move in that market. Well, this concludes today's market studies. I hope you have a wonderful New Year celebration. Looking forward to being with you again next year. And in the meantime, take care.